God's Word Express.
So let's start with a scene. Try to picture this. You're in ancient Jerusalem.
Okay.
The foundation for the new temple has just been laid. This should be, a moment of pure joy, a massive celebration.
The biggest day in recent memory, for sure.
But the sound isn't just cheering, it's chaos. You have the younger generation shouting for joy, but then you have the elders
And they're weeping.
loudly, so loudly that the text says you couldn't tell the difference between the shouting and the sobbing.
And that chaotic sound is the starting point for this sermon we're looking at today, The Restoration of the Temple, by Pastor Dr. Kay Heaven.
He uses it to explore this idea of, God's plan A versus God's plan B for a life.
Exactly. And to get why those elders were crying, you really have to understand what they had lost. They remembered the first temple.
Solomon's temple.
Right. And the pastor actually digs into the numbers, and they are just staggering. I mean, 30,000 workers just for the timber, gold everywhere.
So what are we talking value-wise?
Well, the estimate he pulls out is that to build Solomon's temple today, you'd be looking at roughly $144 billion.
Hold on. 144 billion with a B.
With a B, yeah. Or about 5 trillion Thai baht. It's an astronomical amount of wealth.
Okay, now the weeping makes a lot more sense. That's
Right.
like moving out of a fully decorated, gold-plated luxury mansion.
And into a modest studio apartment that you had to build yourself.
It's a brutal downgrade.
And that's the metaphor. The second temple, the restored temple, was a good thing. It was a sign of God's faithfulness. But it just wasn't the original.
Which is where he pivots to the spiritual meaning, right? He brings up that Greek term, naos.
Yeah, naos. And he's specific about this. It's not just the whole temple building, it's the inner sanctuary.
Holy of holies.
The most precious part, lined with gold and jewels. And his argument is that this is God's plan A for a person's life. You were designed to be a $144 billion masterpiece.
When things go wrong, we get downgraded. And he's pretty clear about why that happens.
Right. And it's not about accidental mistakes. It's not about tripping up here and there. We all do that.
So it's something deeper.
He calls it intentional sin. It's stubbornness, being stiff-necked. It's when you know the right thing to do, you've been warned, but you just keep choosing the other way.
He uses some heavy-hitting examples. I mean, Moses.
Moses, the guy who saw God face to face. But that one moment of angry disobedience, striking the rock when he was told to speak to it,
It cost him entry into the promised land.
he got to see it, but he never got to live in it. His plan A ending was gone.
And then there's David, the man after God's own heart.
David is maybe the perfect example of this restored temple life. I mean, he committed adultery, then murder to cover it up.
And God forgave him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His relationship with God was restored, it was repaired,
But
but the consequence remained. The sword never left his house. His family life was a disaster. He lived a renovated life, but he never got back the peace of the original blueprint.
that's the most sobering part of the message. A restored life is still a blessing. You're saved, you have enough, but it's shadowed by that thought of what could have been.
And the really scary thing is how it starts. He says it's rarely one big explosion. It's the little foxes, as the Bible calls them.
The small thing.
Yeah, ignoring a small instruction, a little compromise on integrity at work, a relationship you know you shouldn't be in.
Those are the termites in the timber.
Exactly. You ignore them long enough, and the whole structure becomes weak. So the core message isn't really, you can always be restored,
It's more like preservation is better than restoration.
every single time. Heeding those warnings and obeying immediately, that's how you protect the Plan A potential.
It really leaves you with a pretty challenging question. If our lives are under construction right now,
Mhm.
are we building according to that original masterpiece blueprint? Or are we already making small compromises that are going to change the final architecture forever?
It's a tough question to sit with.
That's all for today's deep dive. We'll see you next time.
God bless you.